If you spend 1 naira on a woman, you are no longer one of us." The cold voice echoed inside the dark hall. It was midnight in the city of Oniko. A group of men gathered inside an abandoned warehouse. Their faces were hidden with black masks, their eyes glowing under the dim lantern light. The walls smelled of dust and old rats, but nobody cared. They were members of the Stingy Men Association, a secret group feared by women across town. Each man swore never to give money, gifts, or favors to women. To them, love was a trap, and generosity was weakness. The leader, a tall man called Chairman Coco, banged the table. "Brothers," he said, "we must remain strong. Women are dangerous. They will milk you dry. If anyone here spends money on a woman, he will face punishment." The men shouted in agreement. Their voices shook the night. But unknown to them, someone had followed their footsteps into the warehouse. A woman with sharp eyes and quiet steps. Her name was Ada, and she hated the Stingy Men Association more than anything. She hid behind a broken wall, listening as the men planned their next move. What she heard made her heart beat fast. The association was not just about being stingy. They were plotting something darker, something that could change the lives of women in the whole city. Ada's hands trembled as she realized the men were planning to ruin every woman who depended on their kindness. Chairman Coco stood with pride. "From today, no woman will get a single favor from us," he declared. "No food, no help, no money for hospital, no money for school. They must suffer. Let them learn that we, the stingy men, are in control." The members clapped and cheered, their laughter filling the room. Ada pressed her palm against her mouth to stop a scream from escaping. She knew this plan would bring hunger, tears, and shame to many families. One of the members, a short man called Bullet, raised his hand. "But Chairman, what if one of us is caught spending money secretly on a woman?" Chairman Coco's eyes narrowed. "Then he will face the punishment of the Brotherhood." Ada shivered. She needed to leave quietly before someone noticed her. But as she turned, her foot kicked an empty bottle on the ground. The bottle rolled across the floor and stopped near the men's table. All heads turned. The room went silent. "Who is there?" Chairman Coco shouted. Ada froze. Her breath caught in her throat. If they found her, she would never leave that warehouse alive. The lantern shook violently as footsteps thundered after her. Ada had only one choice: run or die. Ada dashed out from her hiding place. The men roared and ran after her. The night became filled with the sound of heavy boots on the dusty ground. Ada's slippers slapped against the floor as she pushed through the rusty warehouse doors into the dark street. "Catch her!" Bullet shouted. "She must not escape." Ada's heart pounded. She knew every corner of Oniko's back streets, but the men were fast and many. She turned left, then right, dodging piles of trash, her body burning with fear. She could almost feel their breath on her neck. One man tried to grab her arm, but she slipped free, scratching his face with her nails. He screamed in anger. Finally, Ada reached her cousin's compound and banged the gate. "Open! Open!" she cried. The door creaked, and her cousin Chike pulled her inside just as the stingy men reached the gate. They banged on the iron, their voices dripping with rage. "Tell that girl she cannot hide forever," Chairman Coco shouted. His voice cut through the night like a knife. "The Stingy Men Association will deal with her." Inside, Ada collapsed on the ground, sweat dripping down her face. She had escaped, for now. But she knew the battle had just begun. When Ada thought she was safe, the person she trusted most sold her out. The next morning, Ada told Chike everything she saw. His face was calm, too calm. He nodded and pretended to care, but inside, he was hiding a secret. Chike was also a member of the Stingy Men Association. That night, while Ada slept in his room, he sneaked outside and dialed a secret number. "Chairman," he whispered, "I have her. Don't worry. By tomorrow night, she will be in your hands." Ada woke the next morning to find Chike smiling strangely at her. "Don't worry, cousin," he said, handing her a plate of food. "You are safe here." But Ada's instincts screamed. She noticed how his eyes avoided hers, how his hands shook when he placed the food down. She pushed the plate away. That evening, when Chike left the compound, Ada followed him quietly. She hid behind a mango tree and listened as he spoke to Bullet near the junction. "Yes, I will bring her out tonight," Chike said. "Be ready." Ada's chest tightened. Betrayal burned her heart like fire. Her own blood had turned against her. She had only one option left: fight back. The night of Ada's capture became the most terrifying night Oniko had ever seen. When Chike returned, pretending to act normal, Ada had already made her plan. She filled a small bottle with kerosene and hid a matchbox under her wrapper. She would never allow them to take her alive. By midnight, Chike knocked on her door. "Cousin, let's go out for fresh air," he said softly. Ada followed him, her face calm but her heart on fire. At the junction, she saw them, the Stingy Men Association, waiting in the shadows. Chairman Coco stepped forward, smiling like a snake. "Well done, Chike," he said. "You brought her." Ada's eyes turned hard. "You think you can silence me?" she shouted. Before they could grab her, she broke the bottle of kerosene on the ground and struck a match. Fire roared into the night, spreading fast across the street. The men jumped back, cursing and shouting. Flames licked their clothes. Panic filled the air. Ada ran into the darkness as the fire swallowed the place. Behind her, the voices of the stingy men grew weaker, mixing with a crackle of burning wood. By morning, the warehouse of the Stingy Men Association was nothing but ashes. No one knew if Chairman Coco and his men survived the fire. But one thing was clear: their reign of fear was broken. Ada stood on a hill outside the city, watching the smoke rise. She had fought them, and she had won.